Rock en Seine Festival this week. First, though, had a date at Westminster Magistrates Court. The hearing for Liam O'Honey, whose stage name is Mo Cara. He's charged with a terror offense for allegedly displaying a flag in support of Hezbollah during a gig in London last November. The judge will be ruling whether the case can proceed at the end of next month.
Obviously, it's great to see the support out here. We know this story is more than just about me. It's more than Kneecap. This is a story about Palestine and us as a distraction from the real story. We know, unfortunately, this story will end up in the media today while Israel commits genocide at the same time. So everybody, continue to speak about Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you all for coming. Chucky Ireland.
And for more, let's go to London and correspondent Bénédicte Paviot. Bénédicte, what more do we know at this point?
Well, what we can see from the footage we've just broadcast is that he was met by a very large crowd of supporters waving, as you said, amongst others, Palestinian flags. And let's remember that he's allegedly showed in video footage a Palestinian flag at a gig last November. Now, what's interesting is this was pointed out on social media by a particular organization. The Metropolitan Police looked at it, studied it carefully, and decided that it was justified to bring charges about this because Hezbollah is a proscribed organization here in the United Kingdom. So the 27-year-old Mokara denies the charge, claims the case is, quote, political, and intended to silence the West Belfast rap group Kneecap. And basically what we've got is all today he did is confirm his name, his date of birth, his address. It's the very start of the proceedings. There was 3 hours of legal arguments that were exchanged about whether the case could be brought at all. As you said, this is now going to be pushed back and adjourned until the 26th of September. He was released on continuing unconditional bail. He did arrive with a keffiyeh, as we can see on that footage. And of course, there are a lot of people supporting him, a lot of people who were chanting outside the court, Mokara. And of course, these are issues also, amongst others, that the Metropolitan Police has to deal with. And they want to try and have justice be done. On the other hand, allow people to protest, which brings up lots of freedom of speech issues.
Yeah, particularly because we saw those hundreds of arrests of those protesting the banning in early July under the 2000 Terrorism Act of the group Palestine Action.
That's right. That was right outside Parliament, a long march. And there have been, as we know, many ongoing protests and marches. Now, when people see there is not the case that was a young person, but 90-year-olds, amongst them an ex-head teacher being arrested for simply saying that they support Palestine Action, taken away by police, and then potentially getting what is a criminal record, which for younger people will stop them possibly or have an influence on their future prospects job-wise, for example. This does not go down well. And there is a real issue for the government and the police and the courts on how they deal with these protests. The right, on the one hand, in a democracy to protest, a long-standing freedom of speech here in the United Kingdom, one which there are partisans and saying this is much too hard action. Could the Labour government row back on this prescription of the group Palestine Action, or indeed others saying this is really stopping other people from going about their lawful business. And of course, what hasn't helped is social media, amongst others, for example, the American Vice President, J.D. Vance, or indeed the President Trump himself, when Keir Starmer was in the Oval Office some months ago, back in February, saying that, attacking the United Kingdom for not respecting freedom of speech. So the answer of Keir Starmer at the time was, we respect free speech. But of course, this is a very tricky ongoing issues as people watch and see in the news on a daily basis these very worrying figures of the number of people who are either dying while they're trying to get food in Gaza or being, killed or assaulted So this is a very hot issue politically here, amongst which also very strong feelings, not just in the population, but of course reflected in Parliament.
Bénédicte Paviot, many thanks for that live update from London.